Hey everyone, so as of yesterday, hey, Sora is finally here in Smash Bros. Ultimate. The last fighter of the second pass and this entire game has debuted. And now that I've spent some time playing with him both in single matches, on and offline, and classic mode, oh, I got a feel for him, so here are my thoughts on Sora in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Yeah. So, with this being like the 11th character to be added in the pass, and also, which makes 86 fighters in this game overall, 89 if you include the Echoes as individual forms as their own hitters, like with a Pokemon trainer, be modeled after the male or female avatar. Or his alternate outfits come from the other Kingdom Hearts games, so the main ones or spin-offs is Dream Drop Distance, and so I'm also really liking the Endless River design, and as for how they got him in here, whether or not that meant and that claiming he was vetoed after they revealed Sephiroth was deliberate way to draw speculation and or maintain secrecy, or that Sakurai simply wouldn't take no for an answer from Disney. It definitely is an entertaining pick to say the least. However, one constant I will submit is also that with the fighter pass ballot that they had for the last game has only now had the results revealed. That he was actually consistently the most popular choice in Japan, the US, and Europe, so it made the most logical sense, and also still technically fits under like the character having originated from video game criteria, so that obviously meant no Goku, no Shrek, but also it's kind of interesting to see how that would have worked with obviously with Goofy and Donald being off the table, but again, focusing on the character Square Enix created for this series made the most sense, and both the stage or the spirits, where it's like with Riku, and Kari, as well as other ones like Roxas, Aqua, and Ventus, and as for the games coming to Switch, I get they're working on native ports potentially. Like the first two I could see running on Switch, but I understand why they're doing the third one as a cloud game. And given how the OLED is not quite as beefy as a PS4 or the Xbone, let alone the PS5 Xbox Series, talk persists for another model after that, which makes sense. But honestly, that also makes more sense why just start with a spin-off that was rhythm-based. They don't want to maybe blow their stack too early, so to speak. And now that I've covered how I feel about how the background of his inclusion, let's talk about the character itself and how he functions. Like he is as another Blade fighter, and Keyblade at least provides not distinct enough of depiction from other ones like Link or the myriad Fire Emblem characters, like how, in particular, I noticed like weight definitely plays a big distinction, like how they show that in the reveal trailer as well as a demonstration that, believe it or not, he's walking on air. Never thought he could feel so free. Yeah, but all joking aside, that also means he does get launched pretty easily, and individual blows are not going to not be enough to take out your opponents. You gotta really rack up the damage, especially if you want to use the final smash. And since I guess coming off Kazuya, I'm kind of used to having fighters that can really blow away opponents, but I definitely am liking in how he works with other players and the actual if you can rack up enough damage with the Keyblade and other attacks, it actually can be used pretty effectively. I mean, and even though Simple and Clean may not have been on the soundtrack list, which was actually my favorite track from the series, I think the selection of music they do have is good. And also been quite amused by a lot of the memes and so him encountering Sephiroth again and and how he feels kind of on about that and even though I don't think the lore as is as convoluted as people are making it out. Me and some of the newer releases of the original games have these documents you can read to find out more deets, but I can understand how tricky it gets, and that's why I just focus on the anime characters in the third game, and with as opposed to bringing in other things that the mouse has in wheelhouse now, like with Marvel, Lucasfilm, and now Fox as well. I mean, and so it's been quite the interesting journey, honey, over the last 3 years or so, and I still really like how the reveal book ended this week. How like they first revealed this game with the Inklings from Splatoon, whom being in awe of the big flaming Smash logo, and just as it starts to go out, and they all turn into trophies. Mario catches the last ember, using his flame attack, and manages to pull out a sword through the keyhole. I mean, so and and so far I'm pretty satisfied with the past. Like Proto would like to have more characters with 80s and 90s in it, but personally I kind of like the variety of them. Even if I'm personally not into Xenoblade, for people that are, I think they can appreciate Pyro and Mythra being in there at least. Like how we have ones that are like with Min Min from ARMS that are have their fan base, but as well as ones like say that were it really sets up for expectations. Every single one's like including ones I thought might never happen, like things like King K. Rool's arguably too obscure, Ridley's arguably too big, Banjo Kazooie owned by someone else, and so on and so forth. I mean, even if I'm not, I don't think a fighter is necessarily suited to a fighting game in particular, or they do their best to prove me wrong, only if I was skeptical. Like, who knew I'd enjoy playing Minecraft Steve so much as a fighter? I mean, since overall I can see myself still continue to enjoy this game. It's one's a lot of most hours in, and it's one of my favorite titles on the Switch. And I actually welcome other platform fighters wanting to throw their hat in the proverbial ring, like Nick All-Star Brawl. I mean, I think if there's room for Street Fighter Mortal Kombat, there's room for more than one on platform fighter. Like, it may not be able to take the goal that this game has, but I mean, I think someone who is more than happy to get a silver. I mean, like, I personally wanted my new Cartoon Network based fighting game, where given how I know there's Punch Time Explosion, but there's a lot more characters they put out since that game that would be well suited, like how Finn and Jake from Adventure Time welcome a regular show and KF Monkey KO name a few. Anyway, that'll be it for now. I'll have some more videos this week, including one that is going to be relating to another another movie that's coming out soon. Just have to wait and see what it is. So that'll be all for now. Take care, everyone.